All right, guys, here's our 3.2 notes. In case you missed anything in class, we got the video for you as well. The awesome part about 3.2 notes is there isn't much new. We see some symbols here that are kind of new to us, but we treat solving inequalities the same as if there was an equal sign, okay? There's a few situations where we don't, but we're not going to get into those today, all right? Which means we need to keep things balanced, okay? Both sides of the inequality sign similar to we balance an actual equation. Okay, so we balance an equation the same way we balance an inequality. So, for example, in this situation here, we have x plus 3 equals 5. Well, how do we solve for x? Okay, well, we know x is 2, right? But how do we solve for it? Well, we do the opposite. We solve it by subtracting 3 from both sides. And so we subtract 3 from this side, and we subtract 3 from this side. Now these would cancel out. We would be left with x equals 5. All right. Now we do that exact same process. The process does not change. The x gets brought down. The equal sign gets brought down. We do 5 minus 3. That is not 5. My bad. 5 minus 3 is 2. And we have our answer, right? So if we look down here, Ms. Neff already has it done for us. We have x plus 3 is now greater than 5. We still build our wall down the middle. We subtract 3 from both sides. Our x stays the same. Our symbol stays the same. It is still greater than, and it is now 5 minus 3 is 2. This and this are practically the same thing. The only thing that changes is the equal sign became a greater than sign. So in the example to the left, numbers that x can be is anything greater than 2. So it could be 2.1, right? That is a larger number than 2. It could be 5. It could be 15. It could be 5,000. Numbers it can't be, well, it can't be 2, right? Because it's not greater than or equal to. It can't be 1. It can't be negative 10. Any of those numbers that are smaller, equal to or smaller than 2. All right, so now let's just solve a one-step equality. One step. We're only doing one step, and then we're graphing. All right. So step number 1, we have x plus 5 is greater than 10. Well, how do we get our x by itself? We need to isolate it by doing the opposite. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. Subtract 5, subtract 5. We are left with x over here. We are left with our greater than symbol. And 10 minus 5 is 5. We are done. One-step equation means we just have to do one step to solve for it. So we have x is greater than 5. Now, we need to graph this. So we're going to go to our 5, which is right here. All right, so we have 5. It is going to be an open circle. So it's going to be open circle, or it's going to be a parenthesis, one of the two that you want to use because it's not including the 5. And x needs to be greater than, so we need to go to the greater numbers, which are all going to be this way. Okay. Again, hint, 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 we can use the arrow that's pointing. So this is kind of making that, it's showing us, hey, you should highlight this way. It's kind of like an arrow saying, hey, go this way, right? Because the x is listed first, we can use that shortcut. All right, over here, same thing. Some of you guys are probably shooting through this. How do we move the 2 to the other side? Well, we do the opposite, which is adding 2 to both sides. As the opposite of a negative. Add 2. We get y by itself, which is what we need. That is less than or equal to 4 plus 2, 4, 5, 6. There we go. We look for 6 on our number line right here. Is it open or closed? Okay, that's going to be a closed circle or bracket. So we have a closed circle, or we're going to be using our bracket because it is less than or equal to. So we're going to go to our 6. We're going to go less than or equal to 6, and we're going this way. All right. Again, you can always put a number in there to test it. Does 0 work? Yeah. Does 8 work? No. Okay. All right. As a reminder, we have 3x is greater than or equal to 12. How do we split a 3 and an x up? That is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we are going to go ahead and divide both sides by 3. And we are left with x by itself, which is ideally always what we want. X is going to be greater than, and then 12 divided by 3. Use your calculator just in case you're not sure. But that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 goes in 3 times, right? So 12 divided by 3 is 4. Go down to our number line. Oops, look at that little mistake I almost did. All right, so that's going to be a closed circle or a bracket. So I'm going to go down to my 4 right here. I can do a closed circle on this one. I'll just show you guys. Closed circle. And x needs to be greater than 4. So where are my numbers that are greater than 4, are larger or bigger? That's right here. So these are all different types of graphs you can make that all work. We can easily identify which way you're highlighting. All right, same thing over here. We do like to quote, quote, quote right here. Typically, we like to see our problems like this, 2x. Notice I'm just going to flip the numbers and I'm going to flip the symbol. We are still eating the 4, right? These two problems are the exact same. They're the exact same. I just flipped everything. All right, so I can go ahead, divide by 2, divide by 2, and 2 divided by 2, 1. So we're left with x is less than 4 divided by 2 is 2. We go down to our 2. We have a nice open circle this time, an open circle, and we need x to be less than 2. So where are my less than numbers? They are this way. Can I do the parenthesis and the open circle? Sure thing. Whatever you would like. Okay, we just need to know. We prefer parentheses. Okay, we prefer parentheses and brackets, but you guys can use open and closed circle. All right, let's look at 2 more. Oh, we don't see these type as often, but it's just as easy, right? So we have this says 2 is less than x divided by 3. Well, what is x divided by 3? How do we get rid of division? Well, that's where we use multiplication. So we're going to go ahead and times it by 3. We're going to go ahead and times it by 3. This side, these guys will cross out. We are left with x. We are told x is greater than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, we might want to flip this. We might want to rewrite it so that we can see it better. So that is the same thing as x is greater than 6. I can go down here. I can find my 6. That's right here. I'm going to do a parenthesis. And I see x needs to be greater than, so I'm going to move this way. All right. And then last but not least, over here, x divided by 4. What is the opposite of division? Well, the opposite of division is, again, multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 4. We are left with x is greater than or equal to -1 times -4. Times 4 is -4. We go down to our -4. This time we have a bracket. Again, we want x to be the larger number, or we can see, hey, it's telling me it's pointing this way. It's showing you which way to go. So we're going to go this way. All right, guys, so that's all we're doing. One-step inequality. Solving them is the easy part. Graphing them should also be the easy part for you guys now because we're masters at both of them. All right, there are some rules that we need to know. We will talk about those later. But right here, you guys have a few examples that you're going to try on your own. Good luck. Let us know if you have questions.